So I've just climbed a very steep hill after breakfast, so that's why I'm maybe a little bit puffed out right now. But the view for this is just amazing. I just spin you around. It's absolute heaven, and I think it's a nice spot to really sit and contemplate this journey that we're on with my twin, and why we're on it, and maybe what's coming. But I think I've not really explained really what twin flames are and what the difference is between that and a soulmate. And soulmates, we can have many in our life, and they're really there to shake us up, really, to shake us up, to make us release a lot of that word trauma or problems or beliefs. They're really there to keep us on that path, really, and when we're probably going off the path, they make us show where that path is. And soulmates can be your spouse, they can be a friend, they can be an animal, and we have many of them. I've had quite a few, and I still have a few in my life. Twin flames, however, soulmates are two bodies, two souls, two separate entities. Twin flames, however, is something completely different. We only have one twin flame through all of our lives. And the twin flame starts when the soul is birthed, right at the very start of that soul. And that soul splits into two, into masculine and a feminine. And that doesn't have to be a masculine and feminine body, it can be a masculine and feminine energy. Even in a couple where the same sex, one will have a more masculine energy, one will have a more feminine energy. And so this soul is split into two bodies. So it's one soul in two bodies. And you actually meet this person on your last life. I am on my last life. I felt that for a very long time. And when you meet your twin flame, you're meeting with yourself. You're meeting with everything that is so similar. So obviously similar traumas, similar moments in life, coincidences, synchronicities, the same tastes, the same opinions, the same emotions, everything's the same. And they also show you your shadow, things that you cannot see in yourself. They really act as your mirror. And this is where the power of the twin flame comes in at the base, because I've got tears, because you're looking at your twin flame, you're looking at yourself, and with all of the relationships, because there's so much I want to say, as more as I speak, more comes into my head. And through all of the relationships, it's a love with condition in so many ways. That, you know, it's, I will love you if you do this, I will love you, or if only he was this, I'll love you more if you became this. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you wore that? Or there's always something in a relationship. And if we dig really deep, I think everybody would really see that there's always some kind of condition involved. And we feel it when that other person does not love us back. And with a twin flame, it's completely unconditional. You look at this person, you know, if you can't relate to unconditional love, look how you look at your children or your animals. You love them, whatever. whatever they are, you still love them. And with twin flame, this is exactly this. You just love them completely as they are. And there's no game involved, there's no chase involved, there's no waiting for any return. And you know anyway that they love you in the same way. There's no problems of trust, because you just know how that person loved you back, and that there's nothing apart from pure, genuine, unconditional love. And so when you love this person so much, however they are, whatever age they are, whatever race they are, whatever shape they are, whatever they, however they are different to you, you still love them. And talking of which, my twin flame, he is 15 years older than me. And hand on heart, I had to question myself before I got into this relationship, before I knew really what it was, that am I okay with somebody 15 years older than me? And completely, because for one, age is nothing. Age is a number. It just means that he's been here on earth a little bit longer than I have, which means so much more wisdom thrown into that. And our souls are so much older. My goodness. And it doesn't. There's not an ounce of bother in me for that at all. And the other thing with twin flames, that we're also here to break that box, to break the barriers, to break the stereotypes. You'll often find that twin flames will be either of a big age difference, or a different race. Is that the different color, different religion, anything that creates a boundary in normal social relationships is broken. And our job is also to shake that up, to realize that unconditional love doesn't count on age or sex or color or whatever. It's just there. And so when you look at this person with such love, such deep love, it's not even a surface love, it's so deep, it's right into the soul, that in actual fact you're learning to love yourself through that. You're looking at yourself and you're realizing, you love this person so much, you're actually learning to give that same love back to you, which is also very, very powerful. And also the triggers, the shadows. And we had our first moment of releasing triggers day before yesterday. It started. Because what will happen in a twin flame, it's making you release everything, every weight, every trigger, every negative part of you, every shadow, to bring it right up to the surface to be released, so that our vibrational energy is as high as possible and there is absolutely nothing holding us back. It's like dropping every single weight from a hot air balloon so it rises so high in the sky to the stars. And I wrote something down, and as I was writing, I didn't realize I was also releasing. I was writing something about my past, and it turned out I actually started purging a lot of stuff. I was almost vomiting old trauma, old beliefs, and I didn't realize. I just put it out there, and it triggered something in my flame that made him feel like we're on unstable foundation, because I'd released something that I didn't realize I had. And it shook us a lot. And my triggers triggered in him too. Now, in a normal relationship, I think this would actually end up being an argument, possibly shouting. I've had it before when one just slams the door on the other without even trying to find the way out, or really trying to understand. And I know often in my relationship, I was always trying to understand the other person. I always saw the other person's point of view, and that was never returned. And I was always one to say sorry, because I was the only one that could see what was going on. And in this one, in Twin Flames, to get to the point of meeting your twin flame, you have to go through so much shit, basically, to already do a mass clearing out, so you're already there ready to meet them, even at distance like we are. We haven't met physically yet, even though we feel like we have. And so along that way, you've accumulated a whole toolbox of ways to help you through. And so when we had this moment, we were both in the right mindset, because of being twin flames and what we've been through, that you can really stand back and look at what's happening, of not that this person's trying to trigger me, but what is that other person trying to release? What am I releasing? What's going on within me? Why is this mucking me up? And you look so deeply, this mirror all the time, this backwards and forwards, and really knowing that whatever happens, there is this reassurance that twin will always be there. So that it takes away the fear as well of, oh my goodness, I'm actually going to never see this person again if we get to this, and he finishes with me, I'll never see him again. This doesn't get to this. It brings up a lot of stuff to be released, and it's very, very comfortable. We had 24 hours of backwards and forwards, and it was tough. It was really tough. I mean, we've only been together 2 weeks, and we just had so much tears, so many tears, so much upset through it, the pain, because not only are we feeling our own pain, but we're also feeling our partner's pain, our twin flame's pain, because it's the same. So you actually start, you're receiving double the amount of pain. And yeah, so everything is just so intense. Sorry, I had to pause the video because somebody just walking by with a dog, it made me jump. And yeah, it's so intense, and yet you're aware of what's going on. You're aware that this is part of the twin flame journey of the triggers and releasing. And so it does help to take a distance and to keep going until we find the solution. And we did. We really found it. And at the end, all we found was unconditional love. And that is so beautiful, that we go through this almost like a circle. The conversation would actually go around in circles, which we both also had as a trauma, as well, of arguments that go round and round. And it's like we go through the whole lot to release what needs to be released, to see in front of us, almost like on a plate in front of us, here is what your trigger is, here what is being released. And when it's all done, you come back to the original place, which was unconditional love, which was where you were in the start, but things have been released during that. And even that is such a beautiful process in itself. And to love somebody like this is just, it's phenomenal to have this love and this complete trust. And we realize that what is love? Well, it's really, at this level, it's really trusting and believing the other person totally. There's nothing standing in the way of that. It's the first time in my life that I have trusted somebody 100%, completely, with my feelings, with my heart, with my soul. There's not an ounce of doubt in there. And so on the twin flame journey, everybody wants to meet their twin flame. Oh, I've met my twin flame. My goodness, I've been there of false twin flames that I've spoken about before. But the twin flame journey is not all sunshine and roses. My goodness, it is when you meet. The underlying blanket is of this unconditional love, and the union certainly will be. But to get to that, you have to bash down the brambles, the thorns, the stinging nettles, the whole damn lot. You have to just keep going, keep going, keep going. And there are deep moments, and I think many people outside the twin flame relationship cannot understand what it is, because it's something so totally apart from other relationships that exist. And to see it from the outside, it can look like the person is going through hell. What the heck are you doing with this person? He's older than you, lives in a different country, you're having these arguments. And it's not like that at all. It's this thing that says, you know, if you when you see an egg cracked from the outside, it looks like disaster's happening. But in actual fact, when you look at it on the inside, it's a new life being born. And that really is what twin flame is. We're inside the egg, we're not outside, we're inside it. And once this release is done, when we've released enough shadow that will bring us both together, then you come into union. And union is at that moment when you actually physically meet. And that, I know I'm going to have videos about, because that is going to be one incredible moment. And until then, you know, we're working towards that, and every moment of our day we know that is coming. And it's just such an incredible experience, and it makes you realize that when you've found the real twin flame, how the others was just so not the right ones, but they were preparing for this journey, for this relationship, for this person. And you know, I think when we do eventually meet our twin flame, it's the pinnacle moment for the soul, really, because we were one when we were born as a soul, and at union it's where you become that one again. And that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And after that union, then there is bliss. We're already in bliss now, and each day that bliss increases. And that's the other thing, you know, in relationships you go through this honeymoon moment, and then it just falls into routine, and you start taking each other for granted, and the stuff comes up and it either falls apart or the relationship just gets stronger and you get through it. But with twin flames, it's impossible to take the other one for granted. It's just not possible. It's this continuum of peeling back the layers and loving each other even more and even more and even more. And each day you think you're at the ultimate, and then the next day comes and it's even more again. And to see the purity of the soul that is released with this process is beyond everything I believe possible. So, you know, right now we're now into 2 weeks, and it feels like, well, I have known him all my lives, that's for sure. You know, we've always had this connection, and I think, you know, that's also why everybody's searching for this one, because we're all searching for our twin flame at the end of the day. Whatever life we're on, wherever far or near we are at that moment when we meet, we all know there is this one person for us, but on the way we have to meet the soulmates to create that journey. the like, okay, an image came into my head of like when you're running a race, and along the way you have people passing you, you know, water to drink or to cheer you on, That is what a soulmate is. It's on this way that they're cheering you on until you get to that moment at the end when you meet your twin flame. And some people are on their first lives and they're going to have, other lives to get through to get there. Other people are near that moment. Other people have met their twin flame. But we all know at our soul level that that person exists. And when it happens, my goodness, you cannot mistake it. You cannot mistake it. I used to read that one so many times. You can't mistake your twin flame. And I was mistaking other relationships that had a type of love in them, a dependent love. But when you do meet your twin flame, it hits you, wow, right between the eyes, in the third eye. I guess that's the expression. So yeah, it's been a bit longer video of 20 minutes, but there's so much to say, and I think I was going to talk about our purpose on here, but that's obviously going to be the next video because I needed to get a lot out on this one. But we do have a purpose, and our purpose is about, well, I'll just leave it to the next video as a surprise.